Om Aim Hreem Shreem Aim Kleem Sauh. 84th Nama in Lalita Sahasranama. Hara netrajni sandagdha kama sanjeevanavushadhihi namaha. Hara means Lord Shiva. Netrajni. So netra means eyes. Agni means the fire. Hara netrajni. So the fire that it is coming from the third eye of Shiva at Lalata portion, this Phalabhaga. It's called the forehead. So the third eye that is located in the forehead portion, from the third eye, the Agni that it is coming, the fire that it is coming from the third eye, which is located in the forehead of Lord Shiva, Sandagdha, it has burnt fully. Kama. Kama is the other name for Manmadha. We had seen already one more name earlier for him as Mara also. So in this Nama, Kama he is being referred to Manmadha. So Manmadha was burnt into ashes by Shiva's third eye, from the fire that is coming from the third eye of Shiva. Sanjeevanavushadhihi. To that Kama or to that Manmada. Here Lalita Mata is considered to be as Sanjeevani Aushadaha. As Sanjeevani, how it acts, a medicine that it is there as per Ayurvedic literature. So Sanjeevani is a medicine. Even this comes to in Ramayana also, where Lakshmana and Rama, during the battlefield, when they were they become unconscious, Hanuman will go and get the Sanjeevani booty. So this is in this context here. Lalita Mata's blessings are like, she has been like a medicine, Sanjeevani, to Kama or Manmada, who was burnt into ashes by Shiva's third eye. That is the meaning of this Nama. Let's see. This is the individual one word meaning. Let's see the deeper meaning. Um, Till 83rd Nama, we had seen that one sort of a portion of Lalita Sahasranama has completed, we have to consider, because till the 83rd Nama, incarnation of Lalita Mata, Bhandasura's army, and the battle, how it continued in between Lalita Mata's army and Bhandasura's army, how they has been killed by Lalita Mata and her army power, and finally till the um, Bandasura's Vada along with his Sunyaka Nagara has been described in 83rd Nama. From this Nama, 84th Nama, the mantra rupa or the mantra form or the subtle form of Lalita Mata and the subtle form's meanings will be mentioned. As we had seen earlier also, gross form, subtle form, and the casual form. Three forms are there. The first form, gross form, is the Sthula Rupa, as like having a body, physical form, and we do all Vigraharadhana. That is the gross form. Subtle form is the Sukshma Aradhana. It's also called as, Mantra Rupa. That's where we have to give utmost importance while chanting the mantras with the Bijaksharas, because we are pronouncing Mantra Rupa. By chanting those mantras, we are doing upasana or prayer to the subtle form of Lalita Mata or mantra rupa of Lalita Mata or sukshma rupa of Lalita Mata, whoever God it is to. Mantra is a sukshma rupa or the subtle form of that particular deity, whomever you are praying it to. So that has to be good. So from this Nama, we are mentioning the mantra form of Lalita Mata's names and its relevance. So in this nama, as both Shiva's anger, because with his when he got angry, the third eye fire made Manmada to burned into ashes. It's a symbolic representation of it's a result of the anger, right? So similarly, the by the blessings of Parvati Mata or Lalita Mata, he was again back to the life. So this is the blessings of mother. So here Ayyavari Agraham, Ammavari Anugraham. That means the anger of father, mother's blessing or the care of mother is being represented in this nama, in this current nama. There is a story that it is what is this, you may get it out, because there is a story behind this nama. Let's see that story. So uh, as per the Shanmukotpatti, if you remember the context or the situation of Shanmukotpatti, um, Shanmuka has to be given birth by Parvati Mata and Shiva, because in order to kill one of the demon called Tarakasura, he can be killed only by um, the child of Lalita, Parvati Mata and Shiva. Only he will have a boon. So in order to that to happen, so Parvati Mata and Shiva has to give a childbirth. But however, Shiva is always into a meditative stage. He doesn't get into this sort of, lust, love, or anger. He himself is an embodiment of the pure bliss. Entire universe is in him. So how can be he distracted by this love, attraction, or love in order to give birth to Tarakasur, in order to give birth to Shanmuka or Subramanya, to kill the demon Tarakasura? For that, what happens? This deity already this Tarakasura is giving troubles to these all deities. So what it happens at that situation, the king of all the goddesses, deities, Indra, he will order Manmata to go and um, make Shiva get distracted from his meditative state so that he can fall in love with Parvati Mata and that childbirth can happen, who can protect us from the Tarakasura. This was the situation. So then in the orders of Indra, this Manmatha, um, along with Rati Devi, his wife, tries to make Shiva fall in love with Parvati. In that attempt, Shiva will get anger and then he will open his third eye. By that, by opening of this third eye, the fire from that Agni Tattva, third eye refers to that he makes Manmata to fall into ashes. So that's where Manmata will lose his life and his body. With this situation, Rati Devi, Manmata's wife, laments and begs Parvati Mata to give him arms and give him rebirth. Then mother takes pity on Manmatha and Rati Devi and grants him a boon that he can be given life again. However, he will not be visible to the others. He can be only seen by Rati Devi. In that form of boon, Mother Parvati will give life back to Manmatha. From that day, we are calling Manmatha as Anangudu, means without body. That's where we can't able to see everybody in this universe. All the living beings in this universe will have that lust, love, affection, everything. It is being caused by Manmatha, but you can't able to see him. He will be there in that invisible form, but he will be visible to his wife Rati Devi. But therefore, by these blessings of Parvati Mata, because she blessed Rati Devi, she is out of that widowhood. So this is the story. In this particular context, this nama was given it to Lalita Mata. In this story, if you see, it clearly shows when a father punishes a child, how it will be, and then in reference to that father's anger, again mother takes care of the child. So these two sort of different meanings are there in this nama. So now let's see the Rahasyartha also in this particular Nama. As we mentioned, Hara means Shiva. Shiva has three eyes. So the first eye, second eye, and the third eye in the Phala Bhaga, which is a forehead region. The right eye is referring to Surya Tattva, and the left eye is referring to Chandra Tattva. Whereas the third eye, the Trinetra, we call him, that's the reason. The third eye refers to the Agni Tattva, fire element. The right one for the Surya element, Surya, and then left for the Chandra Tattva, and the third one to the Agni Tattva. So where this Agnya Chakra is located? It is located into the forehead position only, in between the eyebrows. And if Agni Shuddhi is done, then the real thing will be known. That is why this third eye of Shiva is the fire of knowledge. What is this Agni Tattva? It is being referred to is the fire of knowledge. When the third eye gets opened, this knowledge will be gained. If that is where we are saying about Agnya chakra, which is located in this particular area. If this chakra is so dominant, those people will be more knowledgeable. That's where we always always ask everyone who would like to get the focus to close their eyes and to focus onto the Agnya chakra. Agnya chakra is referring to the knowledge. So the fire of the knowledge. When Agni Shuddhi is done, then only the real things will get to know. Otherwise, we'll be into our hallucinations or different sort of materialistic things. Um, so when here in this particular context, kama is nothing but the lust. When there is a full lust, there is this idiom in Telugu language called um, కన్ను మిన్ను కానరాదు అంటారు. కామం పూర్తిగా ఉన్నప్పుడు కన్ను మిన్ను కానరాదు అంటారు. దట్ మీన్స్ వెన్ ఎ పర్సన్ ఈస్ ఫుల్ ఆఫ్ లస్ట్, వెన్ ద పర్సన్ ఈస్ ఫుల్ ఆఫ్ లస్ట్, ఇట్ సేస్ దట్ neither the eye nor the sky can be seen, or neither the bhumi or the sky can be seen. So that means there is no discernment to distinguish between the good or bad. When there is a person is full of lust, or living being is full of lust, there is no such differentiation. So Manmata is also called as Kama, we said. This Kama is nothing but the symbol of lust, love, and attraction. So when Shiva's third eye, we are referring it to the symbol of fire of the knowledge. Burning of the lust here. So Haranetragni Sandagdha. By opening the third eye, Kama, the lust is burnt. Burning of the lust by the fire of the third eye means the lust is extinguished through the wrath of Shiva, and enlightenment is attained. Whenever this Kama or the lust is burnt away, then only we will realize the real knowledge. What is the reality of the world? Is it really needed or not? What we are, what is right, what is wrong? Such sort of differentiation. So knowing that what is good and bad is nothing but being knowledgeable, being enlightened. So that enlightenment can be obtained. Therefore, the wrath of Shiva and the lust, master of lust, who is Kamudu, is necessary for burning the lust. Now, this is the instance Rahasyartha, or the hidden meaning of anger of Shiva. Now, let's see the grace of goddess. After burning of this Manmata, Devi prayed, as it has been already mentioned. Then Parvati Mata has granted a boon visible only to Rati Mata and removed Rati Devi's widowhood. This grace is what sort of grace? Just see that grace is so great. Her blessings are so great that it can bring Manmada back to life even after he has been completely burnt into ashes. So see, if a person loses his hand, then he may be given an external support, and then but a person is completely burnt into ashes. There is nothing that it is remained. Even that burnt ashes were brought back to the life. That was the greatness of the grace of Lalita Mata or mother. And in this case, is we should say, obviously, when seeing this sort of grace of Lalita Mata or Parvati Mata, that this grace is like, life-giving medicine, nothing but sanjeevanavushadhihi for dead Manmadha or Cupid. We can also refer it to him as Cupid. As per the Roman mythology, there is always um, universally, everybody is connected. Even the Hindu mythologies are connected to the Roman mythologies. Hindu scriptures are connected to. If we get into the deeper understanding of those religions, every religion is connected to. But we tend to see such differentiation because of lack of knowledge. Here, what we are referring as per the Hindu scriptures, Manmada has been referred as god called Cupid as per Roman mythology. There is a god called Cupid who is a symbolic representation of the love, lust, attraction, affection, all. So we also consider the god who is responsible for this sort of love, affection, lust, attraction to Manmata. So Manmata is nothing but none other than Cupid as per Roman mythology. So this is the interpretation or the hidden secret meaning for Hara netrajni sandakta kama sanjeevanavushadhi nama. So one more, let's see, there is one more way of interpretation that was given by author. It's so, it's so great that this sort of interpretation none might had been thought of. So here, as I mentioned, it is related to both anger and the grace has been combined. Now, let's see Rati and Manmada. What is the story behind? What is the meaning behind the Rati Devi and Manmada? The wife of Manmada is Rati Devi, as I mentioned. Rati Devi and Manmada are considered to be the best couple in this world for their beauty, happiness, and they are the best couple for this sort of, attraction, love, beauty, and happiness who enjoys to the most. So they will be referred to be as the couple who enjoys to the at most. Here, Rati means the hidden meaning that is being given, that interest. Everybody will have certain interests. Every person will have their own interest. Maybe I'm interested towards certain spiritual, reading spiritual books, learning the knowledge that it is given in the spiritual books. So my interests are like this. Some other person may be interested in learning some other political books, and some other person may be interested in reading only to some sort of novels, you know horror novels. So there are different interests. That interest that it is there in each and every person is referring to Rati Devi here. It is being referred. And Manmada means Manmadha. Man plus Matha. Matha means churning that happens, the stirring that happens inside. Man means the man inside the mental mind or heart. So here the mental churning is referring to Manmadha, or the feeling. So the mental churning is nothing but the feeling that you have inside your heart is referring to Manmata. Therefore, Rati, meaning the reference is to interest. The interest, Rati, whatever arises the interest in every person, it can happen, while Manmada is what gives the feeling. So Rati Devi is referring to the interest that every person that who is having in their lives. Manmada is a person who is giving that feeling towards when they have that sort of interest that has been gained. So that is why both Rati and Manmada are symbols, that is the signs of interests that each person is having towards any of the interest that he have, and the feeling what he have in every person. Interest is desire or curiosity. In the other words, it is being referred to. When the interested person, he gets what he is interested, that experience he will have. He will have that feeling what is there. So only when he gets that sort of pleasure towards the interested things. That is, the feeling is only to Manmadha. And the goddess is known, here we are referred as like, the boon, mythological significance. If you see, only Rati Devi can able to see that Manmadha. So Manmada is being referred to feelings. Rati Devi is referring to interest. When a person have an interest, whatever interest he has towards to, or whatever the desire he have, or whatever the curiosity he have, when he attains that sort of desire, then he can only have that experience. No other person will have that sort of feeling. Feeling is referring to Manmata. So it is exactly reflecting to the boon what Mata has given there. So feeling can be, or the feeling can be experienced only by the person who have that sort of interest, or who have that desire, who experienced that sort of interest. Feeling is purely personal and subjective. We also call Anubhava is only to that particular person who is having that experience. So take an example. For example, what is being referred in this context? Interests, desires, or curiosity, which is referred to Rati Devi, feelings or experiences is being referred to Manmada. So uh, an example is like, there are two friends. They're sleeping together in the bed. So, a person who is sleeping in the one among them has an experience, or he got a dream that a sound of gunshot, somebody is haunting him in order to kill, taking a gun, and that in the dream he had shot that gun as well, and he is able to hear that sound. So this dream is only to that particular person. He have the dream, and he is only experiencing that sound of the gunshot, but not the other person. Even though both are sleeping on the same bed, the experience is happening to only to this person who have that interest towards to in the dream. And take the other example. Maybe you say that it is a dream. Take the other example of eating a fruit. So the person who eats the fruit will only have that feeling, but not the other person who does not eat that, right? So in these two examples, the first person is not having that the first person is having the experience, but not the second person, until unless the second person doesn't eat that, means that he doesn't he until unless he eats that, he will not have that similar sort of experience. Even the other person cannot see, it doesn't mean that this doesn't happen to this person. In the first instance of the dream, if you see, the first person has that dream and he heard that sound, but the second person didn't able to see that. It doesn't mean that, he didn't see that, he didn't have that experience. The other person is having the experience, but he didn't see that. That's it. That's where here it is being referred to Rati Devi only can able to see that Manmada, who is nothing but that experience or the feelings. So this mantra, it also indicates, that the body is unstable and the soul is stable. It also indicates the creation keeps repeating itself. Rati and Manmada are the persons who are responsible to get this creation continued. So in totality, this is the meaning of Hara netrajni sandagdha kama sanjeevanavushadhihi. In totality, if we see at a high glance, Lalita Mata is considered like Sanjeevani medicine in reviving Manmatha, or the god, the Cupid, who was burnt into death by the fire of Hara. She granted rebirth to the Manmatha, nothing but the creation. If he is there, then only the creation can happen in this world. And ended the wrath of Hara, Shiva. If because Shiva has killed um, Manmada into ashes. If Manmada is not there, Rati and Manmada are the people who are responsible for getting this universal creation continued. That is their given duty in the gods. If those people are not there, this creation will be into a trouble. So that is the reason Mata has granted the rebirth to this work of creation who which is being done by Manmatha by making him alive. And if lust is caused by you know uh, Manmatha, he attacked or he tried to distract Hara. It has been relieved with love or the care of medicine of Lalita Mata. And here the other meaning is Mata who removes the anger and brings the bliss of love. This is the total meanings of Haranetragni Sandagdha Kama Sanjeevanavushadhihi. एतत् सर्वं फलं श्रीसद्गुरुचरणारविन्दार्पणमस्तु.